I'm going to have to start here with an uncomfortable truth, which is that from a purely legal standpoint, Trump is close to untouchable right now. I wish it were different, but I'm not going to blow smoke. I respect you too much to do that. Republicans control Congress. The attorney general has zero appetite for appointing a special prosecutor. As long as DOJ leadership refuses to escalate, we are not going to see any kind of immediate criminal mechanism forcing accountability with regard to the Epstein files, the contents themselves, and the attempts to cover up the Epstein files. That's the reality, okay? However, politically and reputationally, there is a slow bleed that could take down far more than just Donald Trump. These newly released Epstein materials, combined with reporting from NPR about missing files, which we talked about on Wednesday, make three explosive suggestions. Number one, Trump models may have functioned as part of a pipeline supplying minors and adult women into Trump's orbit. Trump models, like Trump's modeling agency. Number two, Jeffrey Epstein allegedly supplied minors directly to Trump. And number three, the DOJ has additional documents referencing Trump that were not released publicly. This is a picture that's building. I am not saying every single one of these is true, but there appears to be a desire to cover up the possibility that that is exactly what has been going on. And that third element is a ticking clock. The cover up of the files is a ticking clock. Congressman Robert Garcia says he's reviewed DOJ materials. He believes critical FBI interviews have been withheld. University of Michigan law professor Leah Littman explains that withholding investigative summaries in a case like this is not routine, that it's a proactive decision that is being done. Now we add the politics to it. Speaker Mike Johnson kind of shrugs and goes, I don't know anything about that. The Attorney General Pam Bondi won't appoint a special prosecutor, like I said. Republican committee chairs show no urgency or interest in even investigating this stuff. So legally, everything stalls. But voters are watching. The allegations here are not abstract ethics violations about reporting to the FEC. This is stuff with allegations that involve minors. They involve trafficking. They involve a convicted sex trafficker whose associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, is serving a federal sentence, at least for now. And if the public begins to believe Trump wasn't just socially adjacent to Epstein, but he was implicated in the withheld FBI material, it reshapes everything into a proactive cover-up to protect Donald Trump. Now, I'm not saying I know that to be the case. What I am saying is they're doing a lot of covering up so that we can't figure it out. Midterm elections, which are coming up, historically punish the sitting president's party. Add a struggling economy, add chaos in document releases, add the perception of cover-ups, and you've got Republican members of Congress defending silence, but in the future, they may have to explain themselves to voters and explain why they defended that silence. And that can become a contagion that spreads kind of like a virus. If the story shifts from Epstein knew powerful people to the DOJ is hiding material tied to Trump, that is going to spread damage to anyone seen as complicit. Now, here's the other strategic problem for Trump. He can attack prosecutors. He can attack judges, the Supreme Court. He can attack the media. He can attack Democrats. It is much harder to attack serial numbers of documents that have been disappeared, FBI interview logs, members of Congress saying the documents exist, but the public isn't being allowed to see them. As long as Republicans hold both chambers, that legal machinery probably remains frozen. Politics doesn't freeze, and this is why it's so important that Republicans do lose control of the House in November, because if they do, the subpoenas fly, the internal polling shows that the Epstein issue is toxic, cracks will form, documents may leak, and then the situation overnight is just going to escalate. So I have to acknowledge on the one hand that in the short term, nothing may happen, but the longer that this drags on, the more it looks like a governing party protecting a president from potentially devastating allegations involving minors. It is not a mere messaging problem. This is a political crisis in the making and a legitimacy problem. Of course, we can only speculate based on the desire to cover it up. We don't yet have proof that Donald Trump was implicated in this way. I've said from the beginning, I don't know that Trump really did the things we could imagine would be the worst of the worst. He may have just been adjacent, doesn't like it being in the news. It affects acquaintances of his or people that he needs political loyalty from. Who knows? Donors want him to cover it up. We don't know. But the fact that they are going so far and so extreme to prevent this stuff from coming out should make all of us wonder why. And there's only a few possible explanations. When it was time for a new mattress, I didn't want to gamble on something generic. I had heard about Helix. I liked that they customized the mattress based on how you sleep. I'm mostly a stomach sleeper, so I took the quiz and ended up with a model that felt tailored to me. I've had it for years. What I notice is I don't wake up with back stiffness. I don't wake up with shoulder pain. I don't toss and turn looking for a comfortable position. It's just better than my old mattress. It's more supportive, but it's still comfortable. Another thing I like about Helix is that there's no one-size-fits-all approach. It's really tailored to you in terms of firmness as well. It's made a difference for me, and I'm thrilled to be partnering with them. Right now, Helix has a special offer only for my audience. Get 27% off everything on their site when you go to helixsleep.com/Pakman. The link is in the description.